Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there, so you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man with 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt times 2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt times 2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. This episode is ad-free on the Patreon. So if you want to partake in that, you can head on over to patreon.com/realityt times 2. Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we are going to be discussing Sneaky Links. We're going to be doing the next 3 episodes, so it's 7, 8, and 9. Before we start heading into it, though, the last episode is going to be coupled up with the second episode of 90 Day, so that will be coming next. Also, Patreon, there is the May bonus episode that is going to be available, I believe, today, at the latest tomorrow. And that is going to be the final 2 movies for Twilight, breaking down part 1 and part 2. So you'll be getting a sneak peek here on the main feed of both of those, like maybe 20 minutes of each or so. Around there, maybe half an hour, we'll see, because the first one's about over an hour, so maybe I'll give you half an hour, and then the other we'll see, because I haven't recorded that one yet as I speak, so the second part of it. But anyways, yes, that will be coming there, and then the full version obviously will be on behind the paywall. So if you're interested, you can go and look out for that. Otherwise, one more thing. I will also be dropping the bonus episode from my other podcast as well. I still haven't decided which one I'm giving you guys yet, but that will be coming soon as well. If not today, which will be, I believe you're getting this up Monday. If not today, it will be tomorrow, the latest as well, for May. Yeah. And again, if you're also interested in a different format of a podcast with, again, my friend Mikkel, that's who my other co-host for that podcast, Max Take, we are doing a full-blown Pride Month series. Again, if you know how we kind of do it over there, we usually do one episode that is news related on a Monday, and then we also do like a one-topic episode, which we usually release on Thursday, as well as we do bonus news episode every month. And then for more like topical stuff that's coming now, um, coming out, like, you know, more recent news. And then we also do what we call our screen take episode. That is where we talk about any movies, television shows that we watch, whether it's in the theaters or streaming or whatever. We usually do that. So we do like our 2 bonus episodes a month. That's on the free feed. And we don't have a Patreon yet. We're supposed to. Haven't had a chance to do that. But anyways, um so yeah, that's all there. Um so yeah, so the Pride Month episodes series is going to be both Monday and Thursday episodes. So we're not doing any news this month. So if you're interested and you want to take part in our Pride Month series, you can head on over there. That starts today. It should be out today. Um, so yeah, that will be there too if you want. But of course, you'll also get a bonus over here as well once all of our episodes have been recorded. Um, but that's basically it for news. Let's just jump into the reason that we are here, and that is sneaky leaks. So start with episode 7. So we meet the new guests because if you remember, we're doing like the link down, link lowdown, as we call it. Yeah, link lowdown. And we had excused the couples and basically had some new people coming in to give the singles a chance to connect with somebody. So we meet them, and this is again their last chance to make that connection with these new people coming in. Let me just say about these new people, I'm not impressed. I'm not at all impressed. I don't remember all of their names, but there's a Lulu. She's a Playboy bunny. Um, she's fine. There is what was the other girl's name? Um, shoot. I can't remember her name right now, but I do talk about her more as we go because she does make a connection with somebody. And then there was David, who I think is a porn star. I don't even know because he makes like this joke about how like, oh yeah, I'm a porn star, straight porn. It was weird. Not at all impressed by him at all. It no, mm-mm. And I'm just not into long hair. Maybe that's it for me, but like I'm just not into it. And then there's also this basketball player. He's tall, cool, but he's not attractive. I'm sorry. Like, maybe this is mean of me, but I do not find him at all attractive. I think he is. We have people like Travis, we had Corinthian. Um, I mean, I get it. Colt is kind of cute, but he has like a banging ass body, like whatever. Um, Manny is good looking. And then we come in with this guy. Like, I don't, sorry, but I don't get it. Anyway, so Colt is talking to one of the girls from Nashville. That would have been Lulu. And Angelique is like, hey, give me a hug to Colt. And of course, like, Lulu just walks off because she's being very territorial. And she says as much to somebody, but like, I can't remember exactly who it is. Might have been Nicole V. And she's like, she's kind of been through it because like he's already showed interest in somebody else. So Angelique is like really going through it right now. But and that's the thing. It's like I bet that's not who she really is. But because like he's shown that his interest can sway, that she's territorial. And yeah, I get why she's doing it. I get why it's a turnoff, but I also get why she's doing it. Um, but of course, Lulu is into Colt. I don't get it. Like yes, he has a banging ass body, but he looks like a little child to me. Like, whatever. Kelsey says she notices when she looks at Colt, he's staring back at her too. And she actually like calls him out on it and is like, stop doing that. Um, but at the same time, and this is why I kind of don't respect Kelsey. And I think she's living in this la la land of, oh, this is gonna work for me, or I'm gonna get my bands or whatever, because she's like, I'm not gonna stop pursuing Colt. And I'm like, girlfriend, you're sad. Like, I get, like, maybe you guys do connect better, but I'm sorry, until he finally says to Angelique, this shit isn't working for me anymore, you can't be just out here trying to pursue his ass. Like, it's, she's not aggressive with her pursuing of him, but it's just the fact that she literally says, like, I'm not gonna stop pursuing him. Like, wow, okay. So this is where she confronts him on the fact that he keeps looking at her. She does stop looking at me like that. And he's like, that's because I haven't talked to you. But you're not supposed to be talking to her, apparently. Like, you're supposed to be locked in on Angelique. Make up your mind. Um, but she says, like, you haven't apologized. And then I think Travis ends up telling Angelique, because again, let's not forget, Angelique and Travis, they were sneaky links. So obviously Travis is going to have her back. And he's like, your boy's talking to Kelsey. And obviously that's going to piss her off. So that I need to preface that for what's to come later. Or has that happened yet? Or she, I don't know where I am. I don't think that's happened yet, the whipped cream thing. But yeah, we'll need to hold on to that. Um, Meanwhile, Colt, did I say Colt? I said Colt. Colt tells Kelsey that he's still trying to figure out if Angelique is long term. I'm sorry, but if you have to really put that much thought into it, then it ain't it. So then he calls Angelique. Um, this is like at night. He goes over to her and she says, Brandon tells me you're talking to Kelsey. So actually I said it was Travis. It wasn't Travis. I guess it was Brandon that told her. And he says, it was just a conversation. Now he's trying to play it down and trying to make it seem like Brandon is starting trouble. But let's be real here. It's not Brandon trying to start trouble. This is what happened. This is what you did. You you're trying to get at Kelsey. It's obvious to everybody. So she says that she doesn't trust her. She doesn't have a reason to trust her. And she says, like, stop trying. Like, she's saying to him that Kelsey should stop trying. But really, it's like they're both doing it. It's not just her. And then she says she doesn't trust him, that he will step up and say that I am with Angelique, which, as we'll see in a little bit, true. And she's like, did I miss something? Did I miss something? Was was there, like, is there something going on here? And of course, again, he doesn't really answer that question. Not yet, anyways. So I guess the whipped cream thing did happen because according to Colt, he says that he got the ick from Angelique with the whole whipped cream thing when Brandon was licking the whipped cream off of her ass. And it's like, okay, but misogyny at its best, because what a man can do, a woman can't do. Fuck everybody, because you literally had Kelsey licking whipped cream off of your abs close to an area. So it's suggestive, okay? But that's okay. But as soon as she puts whipped cream, Angelique puts whipped cream on her thigh, right, like, it's her ass, but it's really, truly, you know, it's her ass, whatever. We have a problem. What is good for the goose isn't good for the gander, apparently. Like, what? I I didn't understand the everyone wanting Colt thing. I thought he was annoying as hell. Now he's gone and pissed me off. Because what are you really truly talking about here? Um, he thinks they're connecting in ways that he is hoping for, or isn't connecting in ways that he's hoping for. Him and Angelique. Anyway, so Angelique asked Kelsey what was said to Colt. Like, what did y'all talk about? This is, the conversation they had the day before when Brandon told her, "Oh, your boy's talking to her." Um, And she says, like, because, not to be disrespectful or anything, but like, why? And Kelsey says, I'm not going to insert myself in something that I'm not wanted. Now that's fucking bullshit. Because to me, you're telling me, the viewer, that you're going to keep pursuing him. Bitch, keep the same fucking energy. I can't stand her. I really, truly can't. So, we are going to throw a party to celebrate the newbies coming. And then they can get a date. The newbies, with whomever they so choose. So, let's go through that. JC is the other one. She's fine too. JC shoots her shot with Travis, but he says, I would have to decline because he is focused on his connection with Zoe. Now that's a real fucking man. So then she moves on to Manny. And I thought for sure that Manny being Manny, that he would maybe accept the date. No, y'all. He ain't gonna accept it. He says, listen, I'm open to getting to know you, but I do have to say, like, my eyes are on Avery. So that doesn't work for her. So she moves on to the next one. Third time is the charm because she does get a date with Brandon. If I was Brandon, I'd be pissed. So you went to those two first. They said fucking no. And then you came to me. Okay. It's fine though. Spoiler alert, they do seem to have a pretty decent connection. David asks Nicole V on a date. She does accept it. Justin asks Kelsey on a date and she does say yes, but she's also hoping in the same breath that her going on this date is going to make Holt jealous. Ma'am, you just a second ago were telling Angelique that you're not going to insert yourself in a place that you're not wanted, and yet here we are. Anyways, Lulu talks to Holt and asks, are you open to exploring new things? He says, I am focusing my attention on Angelique. That's bullshit. But like, we can have conversations. So she asks him on the date, and he does accept the date and hopes this will give him clarity on Angelique. And not only clarity on Angelique, sir, it's also going to try to give you clarity on Kelsey as well. Like, this is such bullshit. So again, like, it's like she's hoping, Kelsey is hoping that this will make Colt jealous by her going on this date with Justin as a basketball player, by the way. And then, um, but then ultimately he goes on his own date, which will get her pissed. And Angelique is like confused while Kelsey is pissed that he went on a date. I'm just, y'all messy. Y'all fucking messy. So then we see Colt and Angelique talking, and he says, I feel like there is insecurity there with you. What? I must be fucking crazy because, yeah, when you're creating the insecurity in her, no fucking shit. She's going to have insecurities. Here's the thing. Men want to be out here being like, I don't want to have to fall on the sword of your last relationship. Okay, cool. That is understandable. But then you want to be all like, oh, here I am falling on the sword of your last relationship when you're doing the same shit that the last one did. You're no longer falling on the sword of my last relationship. You're falling on the sword of your fucking actions. Yes, does she have insecurity from her past? Yeah, she does. But you're doing the exact same fucking thing her ex did. So what? When he said, I sense insecurity, I'm like, you can't be serious right now. You're creating it. You went on a date with Kelsey, you made out with her, you almost fucked her, okay? And then you're now going on this other date with Lulu. Yes, that's going to create insecurity. What the fuck? I hate him. He moves on to say, I mean, you give off these territorial vibes and I don't like it. What? Yeah, she's I get it, but she's being that way because you're not giving her the security she needs and deserves. So just be honest with her. But then catch this shit, y'all. He's trying to create an excuse. He says, I have these issues that I don't know how they're going to work out. I mean, there's the distance, you know, I have to stay in Nashville for reasons, I'm sure. Then there's the religious views because he's Christian, she's not. She was raised that way, as we spoke about in the last episode. So, but she does not believe or practices at least. And then he says, then there was the whipped cream thing. Oh, okay. So he's literally creating all these excuses to basically say, I'm not into it. When really and truly, I'd rather you just say, I'm not into it. Here's why. Be fucking honest. I'm not into it with you anymore because I'm more into it with Kelsey. Done, period. Don't create this shit to make her feel bad about herself. Fucking hate him. So, um, she's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to close the door on this? He says, I'm leaning more to closing it. Well, then if you're leaning more to closing it, he literally says, let's just think on it and then we'll make a decision tomorrow or whatever he says. And I'm just like, no, boo boo. And I wanted her to say, no, I'm not waiting till tomorrow for you to make your final decision. I'm just going to end it here because if you're leaning more to closing it, then fucking close it and nail that bitch shut. Like, oh, girl. Oh, man. I want her to have more respect for herself. I understand why she doesn't because I think, it's not that she doesn't have respect for herself, but I think it's more that she thinks she deserves this. She deserves to be hung on like, or here's the carrot. I'm gonna dangle the carrot in front of your face because that's what she went through with her ex. And I'm just like, honey, no. Like, no. Because if I was her, I would have been like, no, I'm not waiting for you to make your decision. I'm closing this door now. Fuck you. Like, done. Enjoy your date. So, so we start seeing the dates. At this point, we see David and Nicole's date first. I don't know if he saw it first, but that's the one that I really focus on. He tries to open a champagne bottle. He can't open it. And here's what he says while he's struggling to open the bottle. It's real tight in there. Ew. Just ew. She says, okay, let me help you open it. He then comes out with this one. You're going to make it burst. Ew. She says that she was a dancer. And he says, this one, oh, like a strip pole. Okay. She's getting turned off, as am I, and most women watching this show. He just wants to have a laugh, which I get, but there's ways to have funny banter than to constantly use like innuendos. So it's very annoying. He says, I'm so good with my hands, it's crazy. Something tells me you're not that good with your hands. Huh. Anyways, Colt's date now, he says he's feeling his date with Lulu, but he has his eyes set on Kelsey at this point because, again, he's made his decision, even though he's literally dangling the carrot in front of Angelique. So we then see Angelique telling the group what her and Colt talked about earlier. She says she's feeling uncomfortable here. If there were non-negotiables like a religion or distance, I wish he would have just told me. Or even if he had expectations of he wants a lady in the street but a freak in the sheets, say that. You know what I mean? And I think, listen, I do understand that for men that is implied. I understand it. But there's also like, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong in a setting like this to have her have some other person lick whipped cream off of her ass, like her butt cheek, like her thigh, really. And I don't see an issue with that under these circumstances. If on the streets, the real world, she's still doing things like that, then yes, I could understand you having a problem with it. But again, that's why I feel like he's just creating some shit in his head in order to come up with an excuse to break up with her. Um, so Avery asks, do you think it's a cop out? Yeah, I do. And Corinthian, she doesn't say it, she does, but Corinthian does say it is a cop out. This is a man telling her this is a cop out. I would have gotten the fuck ahead of the shit and been like, no, fuck you, Colt. I'm done. Clearly, Colt does what Colt wants, and it's true. He does. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. with her last relationship, she said it really hurt. And this, I felt this because it's like when you create such a close relationship with the person you're with, not just on a relationship front, like romantic relationship front or sexual or any of those things, but just a genuine friendship. It is hard when you have to let that go because of some fuck shit. And she says, like, he was her best friend. And this is why she's been sneaky linking. She wanted to be single because, again, when you've been hurt like this, being single is so much easier than getting hurt like that again. Totally get it. Then Brandon and JC, because I wrote what's her face, but it's JC, are in her room and they're making out pretty intensely. And he then, like, oh my God, he then hits her with this number. Ready for it, ladies? Just the tip. First of fucking all. First she says, ew. Me, I'd be like, listen, if you want to stick your, as I've said in Breaking Dawn Part 1, if you know, you know, or if maybe y'all don't know yet because I haven't released it, but as you will hear, if you want to stick your your magic peen into her magic vagine, um, just say, don't even say it. Well, get consent, first of all. And consent can be nonverbal, but make sure you have full consent and just do it. Don't say just the tip because it's never just the tip. It's usually the whole shaft. So just say you want it. Okay. It's better than saying just the tip. That is disgusting. I feel like I only ever had one person say just the tip. It's disgusting. It's actually fucking sick. Why say that to me? Like, what? And then it never is just the tip. It's never. It's so weird. She completely turned off and she shuts that down. Then we see Colt and Kelsey. They're arguing, which is like, again, y'all, way too much effort. Way too much effort for this. He's mad that she went. Also, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. She wasn't mad that he went on a date. He's mad that she went on a date. And it's like, okay, but you're supposed to be with Angelique. What she does is not your fucking concern. But she says as much. She says, but I'm single. And it's like, well, so am I. What? According to your fucking conversation with Angelique earlier, no, you're not. Because you're literally saying, I'm thinking of, closing the door, but you didn't actually close the door. So you're technically not single. What are you talking about, sir? And she says, you said that you were a one-woman man. And she's like, I wanted to try it out. Um, I can't remember who said that part, but like she's like, I'm seeing the red flags. I didn't close the door to you. This is what he's saying. And she said, but you did. At the link low down, you literally said that you were going to pursue Angelique. So that is you literally closing the door. And he wants it to be her. He's going to end things with Angelique. He's going to get the closure, which I don't understand why he needs closure. And she says, I hate this, but you don't hate this because as she's saying that she hates this, I can't remember if she was like leaning into him or something. And I'm like, but you don't hate this. You fucking love this. This is exactly what you wanted. She's like, you're making my life so much harder. No, he's not. He's literally making your life so much easier because it's exactly what you want. She says in a moment that if he went about things the right way, in terms of ending with Angelique, she would give him another chance. And I said, you're fucking gross. I hate you too. But that's episode 7. Talking about this for half an hour. We're going to take a quick break here. And when we come back, we will jump in with episode 8. Hi, everyone. So I have something new for you. This is Noble Dutch. So, just a quick little thing about them. They make high quality plant-based and convenient food that fuel your body and fits your routine. Whether you're juggling work, family, fitness, or personal goals, they make sure that you always have access to wholesome, gluten-free meals that, of course, you can trust. So, they have basically meals that you can get that are tasty, healthy, and ready in just 8 minutes. And again, it's vegetarian, it's gluten-free, and it's packed with 11 grams of protein. Yes, please. They have some meals, for example, like the instant jasmine rice and tomato sauce. And again, that's ready in 8 minutes. And it comes in 12 bowls, a carton, and it contains ingredients like jasmine rice, tomato sauce, chili oil, soya chunks, carrot and peas, and a spoon in case you need that as well. So basically, it's quick and easy. You would pour that jasmine rice and the carrots and those peas into a bowl, and then you would add boiling water up to the marked line inside of that bowl, close the lid, and let it sit for 8 minutes. And then you would open, add the needed amount of tomato sauce and chili oil into that bowl, stir, and enjoy. Very simple, very easy. So, you can earn Dunch points with every meal. You can basically get a point per dollar that you spend. You can get 60 free birthday Dunch points, and you can get 50 points per referral when you refer a friend as well. And that all kind of adds up. So if you're interested in that and you want to take part in this, you can head over to my link that helps support not only Noble Dunch, but also supports the podcast. And that is going to nobledunch.com/HEKVNLEC. And that link will also be in the show notes. And I'm back. So let's jump in with episode 8. So, JC and Brandon talk about the physical aspect of their date yesterday. He said he had fun, but he does want to get deeper, not in that sense, and so does she, not in that sense. So they're going to take a step back on the physical and get to know each other. Colt and Angelique, they're talking, and she's feeling hurt, obviously, and she's not going to convince him to be with her. And she says, I feel like you are judging me harshly when you're not looking at yourself too. Pot, meat, kettle. Boom. It's so true. But she's happy to close the store. And in the moment, he says, thank God. He literally says, thank God. Fuck you. Moving on. He says it's about getting the stuff off his chest, but it feels like it's more about, I'm just getting rid of her so I can be with Kelsey now. I hate him. Nicole V talks to What's His Nuts? That's David. She says, I don't think we're compatible, even though he thought like, this was a great date and no, not compatible. I feel like our sense of humor is different. Very true. We then have a link lowdown. So the newbies are going to be staying just a little bit longer. Colt and Angelique, we fill them in on them being done here. And Kelsey is feeling happy about them being done, but she's also on the edge. Think, Brandon, I'm worried about how you jump from girl to girl because, he's been jumping from girl to girl. But Nicole S is going to be leaving. Brandon will be staying so he can build this thing with JC. Corinthian is going home at this point. Both Nicole V and Logan are also going home, which I think makes sense. So we're seeing a lot of our OG people starting to leave now as well. So now we see Colt talking with Kelsey. She says she's not sure what to do or how to whatever. She's like, you're wishy-washy, which he is, but she clearly stays the night with him. So that's the wishy-washy, I guess. Brandon and JC are trying to be wholesome. It lasts for about 5 minutes because they do end up having sex. So much for not getting like deeper in that sense and just going deeper in like a mental sense, because then you go deeper literally with your parts. It is what it is. we see Angelique talk, and oh, she's talking to her Angelique painting that cult did, and she's talking about like the whole cult situation. She's like, "This was definitely a sign because if that's how he saw me, then this should have been done a long time ago." So Brandon is a gentleman and helps Angelique move an umbrella so that she can have more sun. And she says here, I definitely think that he's hot, and she didn't focus on her attention at all on Brandon because she was all in on Colt. And I'm like, but I don't remember you saying that. It feels very out of left field, or you're trying to grasp something in order to stay. I don't know, man. I don't see it. Or maybe we'll see kind of later if they do have a conversation. I think it might be just a little too late. That's all. So we got an astrologist in the house. She's got everyone's birth charts. So we'll go through this as much as I possibly can because I can't catch everything. But we start with David. He's a Pisces rising, but also a Gemini. That explains everything. He was born during a full moon. Actually, the only one to be born during a full moon. That also explains a lot. The sign that is most compatible with him is a Sagittarius. Funny enough, Lulu and him were talking before this little astrology thing, and she mentioned to him that she's a Sagittarius. So, hey, maybe that can be a thing. Next, we have Avery and Manny. They're very compatible, and he's also very loyal, which is okay. All right, we haven't seen that, but we're seeing it now. We're seeing him kind of getting to that point now, which is great. I think you are the most compatible in the group. Wow. Okay. Then Colt goes up and he asks, am I a better fit for Angelique or am I a better fit for Kelsey? And the astrologist says, Angelique is great, but you guys are great separately. But Kelsey is probably the better choice for you, which just solidifies everything. Angelique asks about David and Brandon. Is there something there between them? And, probably, who knows? So the couples that are best matched is Avery and Manny and Colt and Kelsey, but Avery and Manny get a stargazing date, so I guess they win. So during the date, Manny and Avery get to partake in the sneaky link suite. Did I not say in episode 4, 5, and 6, it's the last one, that I literally said, "Oh, we haven't seen the sneaky link suite or whatever the hell it's called, and we're probably never going to see it again because I haven't seen it yet at this point." Here we are, episode 8, towards the end of episode 8, we see it again. Anyways, I think they have sex. Good for them. So Brandon and Angelique are talking, and he says that he's hesitant with the timing because, like, it is what it is, right? He's also starting to build another connection with JC. And he's trying not to bounce around because he's already been told off by Spicy Mari that he's bouncing around. But here he goes, seeing if he might bounce again. He wants to see how it goes with JC, but he also wants to get to know Angelique. So the door isn't closed on that either. I'm sorry, Angelique girl, you deserve someone to not be saying things like, oh, the door isn't closed on this, or, oh, let's just see how things go. You deserve someone who's completely all in on you. And maybe in a different world, Brandon could have been, but we're getting to the end here, so I don't think that's going to work. Anyways, episode 8 was a shorter one. I think episode 9 is also going to be a shorter one, but we're going to take a quick break here, or maybe, you know what? No break. No break. We're just going to jump in with episode 9 because I don't think there's a lot here. No, there isn't. So let's just do it, finish it up. So, episode 9, we see Brandon calling JC, and she turns him down. She just wants to be alone because she did see the conversation between Brandon and Angelique. So she's in her feels right now. We have dream dates for the couples where they will be questioned, or some of their questions will be answered. We see JC and Brandon. She asks about the Angelique conversation. He says that I was shocked that she said that she was interested in me. I think we're just friends, which I think that's fair to say. I just hope he actually says it to her, but I don't think he does. But I think Angelique gets it anyways. We then see Colt and Kelsey are on their date, and they seem to be aligning on everything at this point: religion, how many kids they want to have. She says that she sees the future with him. And I guess based on what he said, he does too. Whatever. So while in bed, she asks, "Did you hook up with Angelique?" I have to ask Kelsey, why? Because obviously you know that they had a strong connection. They were all in on each other before you showed up. From what I understand, that's a couple of weeks, where they were all in on each other. So it's understood that maybe that could have happened, and I don't understand why this is necessary for you to know. Now, if you wanna know just to know, fine, but how this is gonna turn out is going to piss me off more. Let's just continue. So she asks, "Did you hook up with Angelique?" He says, "Yes," but he does not go into any details with her as to what that means, and she doesn't wanna know even though she says that she wants to know. So it's like she doesn't wanna know what that meant, but at the same time, she wants to know whether or not they had sex. So it's again, she's very fucking confusing for what we're gonna see later. Anyways, they end up having sex. My God, he must be really good in bed because, like, she was very loud. Which, whatever, when you're in the middle of ecstasy, I I shouldn't talk. Anyways, let's continue. The next day, it's clear that maybe sex did happen with Cole and Angelique, and we know as the viewer, it did happen. They did have sex. Um, and probably continued having sex after that. And she's like, "But he told me that they just hooked up, like, what?" "No, ma'am, you're dumb. They fucked." And what? Okay. She says, "Well, I would be mad if they did." "Why? Why? It's stupid. Why? Why are you mad about it?" "Because they had a connection. You fucking know that they did. So you have to use your fucking brain and be like, okay, so there is a chance here that they did have sex with each other. They were in a relationship, essentially. If when you're in a relationship with someone, do you not fuck that person? I'm sorry. Like, this is stupid. She's dumb." And I think at the same time, people are like, "But why would you be mad about it? This happened before you, so why would you be mad if they had sex?" Um, and she says, "For it to be that close to me, like, what?" So your age is showing, ma'am. It really truly is. Because for you to say shit like, "Oh, well, because if it's so close to me," what are you, Queen Teresa? Mother Teresa? Are you Queen fucking Elizabeth? D do you think that people don't have sex? You are most likely you don't even know. Men are gross. Sometimes women are too, it's fine. But there are always an opportunity or a chance that you are going to have sex with someone who could have literally had sex with someone else the same goddamn day. I've had sex with multiple people in one day. I know my boyfriend has had sex with people with more than one person in the same day. Not obviously now we're together, but I know he has in the past, like when he was single or whatever. Like, come on. This is so stupid. She's an idiot. She really is. And Brandon says as much. He's like, "But that happens all the time, whether you know it or not. But the only reason it's a problem is because it's staring at you in the face. But that shouldn't make a fucking difference. It is what it is. You most likely have sex with people back to back or close to each other. Men do it too. So it's when I heard her say that, I'm like, you're a fucking dummy. Like, she's a dummy. Anyway, now it's Link Lowdown time. Lulu, David, and the basketball guy, I think his name was Justin, are going home since they have not made a connection. And then Angelique is also leaving because she hasn't made a connection. And it was really sad to see her go. I didn't really care though. No, Nicole V, I didn't really like her. I didn't hate her. I did at one point, but I didn't really like her either. So it didn't really matter to me that she was leaving. But seeing Angelique leave, I liked her, and I liked her from the beginning. And I was sad to see her leave and have freaking Kelsey stay. But it's funny because I think Kelsey actually wanted to, like, I felt like she wanted to ask Angelique, did you fuck my man? I fucked your man when he was my man, before he was your man. I wish that conversation happened, but anyways. So she's leaving. But there are now vacancies. And those vacancies are going to be filled, not with new linky lowdown people. No, no. We are going to be filling those vacancies with your friends and your family, and everyone is now starting to lose their shit. And that it will be happening in episode 10, which is my next episode. So, yeah, guys, that is it. As a reminder, we'll be doing episode 10 alongside 90 Day episode 2. So that will be coming soon enough. Yeah, that's basically it, y'all. That is it for this episode. If you liked what you heard, bear with me because I have not done an outro for the podcast in quite some time. So bear with me here. So if you liked what you heard, you can go to any of your favorite podcast apps. You can follow, make sure you don't miss a single episode. And you can also rate the podcast at either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It'd be greatly appreciated. As a reminder, any 5-star ratings that are given to the podcast or any comments that are given to the podcast will be read on the podcast, which I have done in the past. If you want to connect with the podcast through social media, you can find me at Facebook and Instagram at Reality T times 2. You can also find me at Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Reality times 2 pod. I believe you can email me at realityt times 2 at hotmail.com, and you can have any inquiries, anything like that, any ideas, any shows or episodes you want me to cover, you can definitely do that over there. And I am going back to our old website, and that is at solo.to/realityt times 2. There you can get any of the links to anything that I didn't mention here, any of the socials, website, email, all of that. It's all there for you. And we also have a new thing there where you can help support the podcast as well. It's called a tip jar. And you could tip whatever your heart's desire if you want to support the podcast, but don't want to necessarily support the podcast in going to Patreon, for example, or any of the links in any of the advertisements. You can do it there. But since we're on the topic of Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/reality times 2, where there you can get access to even more than what I do here. There are 3 different tiers where you can get these shows ad free, as well as our next tier up where you would get another reality show that's being covered. So, we have Jersey Shore that's been getting covered. That's still being covered currently at the time of recording of this outro, but the future is bright with what's to come in the future, which I will be discussing, or I have discussed. I don't even know. And then also our next tier is a true crime tier as well. So you can definitely head over for that. But that is basically it. I will also just quickly mention here too, if you're interested in a different take of a podcast that I'm a part of, where we do things a little differently, you can head on over to Next Take Podcast, where I usually drop bonus episodes here on this feed, but there you get a lot more. And that podcast is making changes. We're growing, doing new things, but you can definitely head on over there if you want to just hear a little bit different than what I do over here. So you can find that podcast over at our website, solo.to/next take podcast. And there we'll have all the links to your desire that will link you to any of your favorite podcast apps or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. Social medias, it's all over there. But of course, you can still find that podcast at any of your favorite podcast apps. But that is it for this episode. We'll see you next time with another episode. Bye, everybody.